I consider fantasy novels as food for imagination, and as such, I read plenty of them. The book that I'm going to talk about today, that I'll be reviewing today, is the Inacia Chronicles first part, that is The Blighted Flame. The book is about a pyromancer who is on the hunt for a witch who has murdered his family. So, the first image you have when you hear the word pyromancer is this really dark, mysterious, and brooding guy who would be shooting fire out of his hands and be not in complete control of his powers. But when I started reading The Blighted Flame, the main character, Virgil, is really in control of his powers. I mean, even in the first chapter, the way he is portrayed is that he's really calm and composed. But as the book moves forward, I expected it to be a very dark, mystery kind of novel, but it wasn't. There were fantasy elements, of course, but the chemistry that all the characters had and the kind of humor that was put into the writing makes the book more enjoyable for even younger readers. When it comes to the plot, I'm sure that many of the readers would already be aware of Divine Comedy. So the character names were somehow influenced from that Divine Comedy, since the main character is named Virgil. And of course, without spoiling it, I will also mention that there is a character named Dante as well. And what happens in this book is that through the intricacies of fate, Virgil is meant to go for an exam or a kind of test that he is really apprehensive of and he really doesn't want to. But if he wants to, fulfill that purpose in life that he has, that is to find out the witch that has murdered his family, he has to go through this exam, the Crusaders exam. I was expecting that exam to be kind of like Hunger Games, but it wasn't. I was glad of that, because even though I was a fan of Hunger Games, but after Hunger Games became a phenomena, there were plenty of people who were writing similar books. But what happened with this, The Blighted Flame, is that the author tries to stay true to its own premise. The characters and the premise that the author has built is completely unique to this book. Like the kind of chemistry that they have, the kind of interactions that they have. Author Patrick Pena has actually tried not to make it too cliche. So like many other fantasy and kind of dystopian novels, the cliche is that there will be end of the world kind of thing, but that is not the case with this book. In this book, the main character, the protagonist, Virgil, is really dealing with his own demons. And in doing so, he's also trying to deal with the external elements that is put in, that the Crusaders exam. What I found interesting was that when he came in contact with other characters who were very crucial for the story as well and very well developed as well, the interaction was very mundane. Generally, when you introduce new characters in a book, and especially in a fantasy novel, it is generally in the middle of a fight, or it's in the middle of a very, a major event that is happening, and then some people just come together and instantly they are bonded. But that was not the case. The meeting was very general and they bonded through conversations instead of some, external circumstances making them fall together, making them interact with each other. Crusaders exam did have a kind of role in it as well. But the most interesting part was that this entire novel reads so easily. It is very easily understandable, and like every fantasy novel is food for imagination. It makes you imagine the entire world that the writer is trying to portray. So this Inacia Chronicles, I think the first part has been really good to read. I would love to read the second part as well. Some of the things that I think could be improved in this book is that at some places it was not too descriptive. Like the author focused too much on dialogues, which I loved because I loved the dialogues, but the description of the events was somehow lacking in some places, in some scenes. Like I thought that in fantasy novels, generally fantasy novels are pretty long. Like if you read Game of Thrones, it's 500 pages, 1000 pages, even 1300 pages. But this novel is, because it is so short, it just generally lagged in kind of that descriptive element in some places. So I thought that if the book had been elongated a little bit and it was a bit more descriptive, it would have been even more enjoyable than it was.